Good day, everyone. So today we shall be diving into another topic in basic technology, and the topic is geometrical construction. Our focus on this geometrical construction is going to be on lines. We're going to be exploring the fundamental elements of lines in geometrical construction. All right, so let's dive into this. So when we talk about line, what is a line? Simply defined as a long, narrow mark on a surface. A line is a long, narrow mark on a surface. It can be straight, it can be crooked or curved. Okay. Now, some of the properties of line is that it has position and it has length. Okay, so line can be located in a particular place and it has length. Okay, so it possesses both position and you can measure the length of a line. Then another thing about line is that it does not have width, neither does they have thickness. Lines are conceptual. They do not have thickness, they do not have width. Again, we can define it as the shortest distance between 2 points. Line can also be defined as what? The shortest distance between 2 points. So when you have 2 points and then you measure the distance between them, that shortest distance between them is known as line. So this is just the concept of what line is. Alright? Now let's talk about some of the properties of line. We said earlier that lines can be crooked. A crooked line is a line with multiple curves. Okay, like you see here, this is a sample of a crooked line. It has multiple curves there. You can see them multiple and interlocking one another. Another property of line is that line can be parallel. Okay, you can see when we say parallel lines, say two or more lines maintaining equal distance apart are known as parallel lines. See that the first line here is maintaining equal distance with the second and the third line. So when two or more lines are maintaining equal distance among themselves, the lines are referred to as parallel lines. That's another property of lines. They can be parallel to one another. Lastly, lines can be curved. Okay, when we talk about curved line, we're talking about line that follows circular paths. You see here, when line follows different circular paths, then we refer to them as curved lines. Right? So let's talk about types of lines aside from the properties we have looked at. The visible outlines of lines. Sometimes we can see lines, sometimes you cannot see them. The visible ones are categorized into two. We call them the thick continuous line. This is a sample of thick continuous line here. We use this one for visible outline of objects and as border lines. Okay, usually it is 15 millimeters from paper margins. So when we draw an object and we want to put border line around them, so border lines are sample of thick continuous line and they are visible to the sight. It gives us an idea of the boundaries that the line have created. Another visible line that we have is known as a thin continuous line. This is a sample of thin continuous line. You can see that it's thinner than the thick continuous line. We use this type of line for dimension, for projection lines, for leader line, and arching, as well as section lines. When you want to draw any of this line in basic technology, especially in construction, for geometrical construction, you make use of the thin continuous line. These are the two visible lines that we use for geometrical construction. Right. Apart from the visible outline of line, we also have the hidden details and center lines. So there are lines that are used for hiding details. So one of them is called the short dashes. This is a sample of short dashes. Usually it is approximately 3 millimeter long. Okay, each of the dash is 3 millimeter long, and then the distance between each dash is 1 millimeter apart. So we use short dashes to represent hidden details. So there are details that we don't want everyone to see, then you make use of these short dashes. And then for thin continuous chain line, this is it here. It consists of long and short dashes. This one is long and the other one is short, but they are what they are placed alternatively to each other, alternate to each other. Okay, so you can see that the long one is within 19 to 38 millimeters long, while the short one is 1.5 millimeter long. So they are placed alternate to each other, and we use it for center lines. When you want to draw center line, you make use of the thin continuous chain line. So these are the two. This is the second category of line that we have. We'll talk about the visible outline. Now this is the second one, the hidden details, right? So let's also talk about another category, the cutting plane and the breaks line. This is one of them is a thick continuous chain with arrowhead. You see, it's like the first one, the previous one that we are called thick continuous line. But in this case now, there's arrowhead. So what do we do with this line? This line helps us in indicating cutting and viewing planes. So if you want to indicate place, okay, cutting plane and viewing plane, you make use of this thick continuous chain with arrowhead. Right? Another example of cutting plane and breaking line is the thick irregular solid line. This is a sample of it here. We use this to show removed part of an object. If an object has been removed in a diagram or in a geometrical construction, we use this thick irregular solid line to indicate such. Okay, so this is how the line look like, right? So to continue on the type of line, we also have the limit and movement line. Number one example of the limit and movement line is a continuous irregular wavy line. As you can see here, it's continuous and it's also in a wave form. So we use this type of line in indicating limit of partial views. So when you are not having a complete view of your construction, we make it of this continuous irregular wavy line to show such. Another sample of line that help us in viewing partially is known as the phantom lines. You can see it here. So this one consists of dashes, okay, and this dash consists of one long dash and two short dashes, okay, placed in alternate to each other to form a line, okay. So what we use phantom line to do is to show alternate position of moving parts. When you want to show alternate position of moving parts, you make use of the phantom lines, right? So I will say that, can we not summarize all we have said so far about types of line? We said we have the visible outline, that is one category, and under it we have thick continuous line. We also have another group of category of line known as the construction and projection line. An example of that, we have the thin continuous line. And when we want to show hidden details, we make use of short dashes type of line. Okay, so if you want to also show breaking lines or partial view, we'll make use of the thick irregular wavy line or the thin rule line with zigzag. And lastly, we have another category of line known as the center and cutting lines. To do this, we make use of either thin, long chain lines or thick, long chain lines. All right. Now, let's talk about how we can divide lines into equal parts. You have a line and you want to divide it into equal parts. There are two methods to go about this. This method one. First thing you need to do is to start by drawing a line, the line that you want to divide into equal parts. So this is the line AB, draw a line AB. Step two is to draw an acute angle from point A an acute angle from point A, another line that will be line AC, this line AC here, okay? So we draw line AC. I haven't drawn line AB step 1. Step 2, draw line AC, which go this way. All right. Step 3 is now to divide your line AC into equal parts. Okay. So this line AC here, we need to divide into equal parts. So you get your divider to mark equal parts. Okay. So between A prime and A prime prime is the same thing with A prime prime and A prime prime here. So these three A's are equally distant or equally spaced. So that is step 3. So having done that, then the next step is to join the extreme point on AC to B. Now, this part here, this AC here, you join it to B. Okay, let me quickly show that to you. To draw. So having done that, you join this extreme end of AC. This is the extreme of AC. You gradually draw it with your ruler. With your ruler, this is just freehand drawing. You draw it to B. So with your ruler, having done that, then the final step is that you begin to draw lines that will be parallel to line BC. Okay, from those parts you have divided the line on line AC. So each of the points you draw a line to be parallel to line BC and C. So this is parallel to line BC here. And another line again on the same point you have marked here, you make it parallel also to line BC like that, right? And the other one too, you make this also parallel to line BC. So with this now, we have succeeded in dividing line AB into equal parts. You see between, let me quickly show this. So the line AB now been divided into equal parts. From this point to this point, there is equal length. And then from here up to this point also, another equal length. So this is the step you need to take to divide the line into equal parts. But then this method 1, there's another method also that you can adopt, and this one is that the first step you need to take is to begin by drawing your line AB as shown here. So you first of all drawing the line AB that you want to divide into equal parts. So step 2, draw line AC at an angle, then connect C to B. So this line, second step now is to draw line AC. So for me, the red line now is line AC now. Okay, having drawn line AC, then you connect point C to B. All right, you see there now. Then lastly, next step is to now divide line AC into the required part you want. As you can see here now, so line AC have been divided into equal parts, all right, with your divider. Maybe from 1 to 2 is 1 centimeter, from 2 to 3 should be 1 centimeter as well, because I want it to be equal. 3 to 4 is also 1 centimeter. So having done that, then lastly, you from point on AC, that each of the point on AC, you draw lines that are parallel to line CB. You could see here. So for point 4, I draw a line parallel to line CB and it touches line AB. Then for point 3 too, I draw a line parallel to line CB until it touches line AB as well. Again, for point 2, I draw a line parallel to line CB until it touches line AB. And lastly, I go to point 1, I draw a line parallel to line CB until it touches the line on line AB. So now I have succeeded in dividing line AB into equal parts. So from here, you could observe that between this point and this point, it's the same thing between this point and this point. Okay, and the same thing between this point and this point. So the line have been equally divided. Okay, line AB have been equally divided, and from here too. So this is how you can divide line into equal parts. Either you use the first method or you use the second method. If the other methods are perfectly okay, All right. So this is where we shall be drawing the curtain for today. I want to thank you for watching this. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye for now.